Welcome back to Documentalists, and this episode, The Timeless Arrow, Archery's Journey Through History and Scripture. Thank you to Richard Miller for the suggestion for this episode as well. For tens of thousands of years, the bow and arrow have shaped human survival, warfare and culture, even finding a place in the sacred pages of the Bible. From ancient hunters to Olympic champions, this is the story of a tool that is as old as humanity itself. So let's step back in time and follow the flight of the arrow. Our story begins over 70,000 years ago in South Africa's Sibudu cave, where archaeologists found tiny stone arrowheads, some of the earliest evidence of archery. These weren't just tools, they were a game changer, letting early humans hunt from a distance, safer and smarter. Imagine the thrill of that first successful shot bringing down dinner without a spear. By 54,000 years ago, archery pops up in France's Grotte Mandarin. In Sri Lanka's Fahian cave, it's there by 48,000 years ago, and in Denmark's Holmgard swamp, around 8,000 years ago, we find the oldest preserved bows crafted from elm. These early designs spread across continents from Africa to the Americas, proving archery was humanity's first long-range weapon. As civilizations rose, archery became more than survival. It was power and prestige. In ancient Egypt, around 3000 BC, Tumat in Thebes shows archers hunting and fighting. The Nubian Medjay warriors were so skilled their land was called Ta-Seti, the land of the bow. That's a reputation worth carving in stone. In Mesopotamia, Assyrian and Babylonian archers dominated with arrows that could pierce armour. Over in China, during the Zhou dynasty from 1146 to 256 BC, archery was one of the 6 noble arts. Even Confucius taught it, seeing it as a path to discipline and virtue. Ancient texts describe techniques so precise that they'd make modern snipers jealous. In India, archery was practically sacred. Vedic texts like the Yajurveda included Dhanurveda, a guide for warrior archers. Cave paintings at Bhimbetka show archers in action, and recent finds in Sri Lanka push evidence back to 48,000 years ago. From hunting to holy texts, archery was woven into the heart of these cultures. Bow and arrow also left their mark in the Bible, especially in the Old Testament where they shaped lives and stories. In Genesis 21:20, we meet Ishmael, Abraham's son, who lived in the wilderness and became an archer. Out in the desert, his bow was his lifeline, bringing down game to survive. In Genesis 27:3, Isaac tells his son Esau, "Take your quiver and bow and hunt game for me." Archery was about putting food on the table, but it was also deadly in war. In 1 Samuel 31:3, King Saul meets his end at the hands of Philistine archers, a brutal reminder of their battlefield power. The Bible also uses archery to teach deeper truths. Psalm 127 verses 4-5 compares children to arrows in the hand of a mighty man, a powerful image of strength and legacy. Proverbs 26 verse 10 warns of an archer who wounds carelessly like a reckless leader causing chaos. And in 1 Samuel 20 verse 20, Jonathan cleverly uses arrows to signal to David, proving archery could be a tool of strategy, not just destruction. Now we hit the Middle Ages, where archery became a force of nature. The English longbow, crafted from yew and over 6 feet tall, was a medieval superstar. At the Battle of Agincourt, 1415, English archers unleashed a storm of arrows, turning French knights into, well, let's just say they had a rough day. These bows were no joke. Some required over 140 pounds of force to draw. Skeletons from the Mary Rose ship show archers with shoulders built like linebackers from years of practice. In Asia, Mongol horse archers ruled with composite bows, striking fast and hard under Genghis Khan. Their enemies probably wished they'd stayed home. But then firearms built in during the 1500s, louder, longer ranged and way less effort. By the Battle of Flodden in 1513, bows were taking their final shot in warfare. Time to hang up the quiver, or so it seemed. Archery didn't fade, it reinvented itself. By 1583, Finsbury, England hosted a massive archery competition with 3,000 participants like a Renaissance-era sports festival. In the 1700s, groups like the Royal Toxer Phillips Society turned archery into a refined sport, complete with official rules and probably some very fancy hats. Archery joined the Olympics in 1900, took a break and then came back for good in 1972 with recurved bows. Today with carbon fibre tech, it's a precision sport that draws crowds at events like the World Archery Championships. Every bullseye is a nod to centuries of skill. Beyond sport, archery carries deep cultural weight. In Japan, Kyudo, or the way of the bow, blends samurai tradition with mindfulness dating back to the Yayoi period. Over 130,000 practitioners today aim for spiritual harmony as much as the target. Native American tribes like the Comanche crafted bows from hickory and yew, mastering mounted archery for hunting and fighting, each arrow carrying their story. Across millennia, the bow and arrow have told humanity's story. From the stone-tipped arrows of ancient hunters to the sacred tales of Ishmael's wilderness and Saul's final stand. From the thundering volleys at Agincourt to the tranquil precision of Kyudo, archery has been more than a tool, it's been a thread weaving through our history. The Bible captures this beautifully. Children as arrows in a warrior's quiver, God's fiery shafts of justice. These images remind us that archery is about focus, purpose and legacy. Today in 2025, whether it's the roar of an Olympic crowd or the quiet focus of a local range, the arrow still flies, carrying the weight of our past and the hope of our future. So what does archery's journey stir in you? Have you ever felt the pull of a bowstring or imagined yourself in those ancient stories? Share your thoughts in the comments and your suggestions as well, we'd love to hear them. If this story hit the mark, give us a like and subscribe for more dives into history, and let's keep exploring the past together. Thanks for joining us once again, and may your aim always be true.